The exciting adventure continues. Let's go ahead and announce stream. Just going to keep right on with what I was doing last time. An important part of that is that an astute viewer, that's not right, an astute viewer noticed that I did the display wrong. Yep. Just look under this video. I'm sure that you'll find the same viewer commenting again because they managed to find an error in, every single video. Or every single stream. Same viewer. Incredibly good at finding my bugs. Better than I am, obviously. This is why pair programming is a thing. All of you, the universe, you are my pair. This is just going to have an error because it had an error last time. I'm just picking up from where I was last time. I was in the middle of getting this sort of meta transient activation thing happening. 491. Okay, so that's not the right type. Doesn't on transient activation... Oh, it's this. Okay, yeah, that's this. This is bad. This is some badly written code. Having two promises interact in this way is 100% wrong. It's only one bug, of course. Compilation is slow here because this is the world's slowest VPS. I've got my test machine is a very cheap VPS. I think I pay like $5 a month for it, but it's good to have a separate test machine. So oh well. Interesting. Main doesn't include UI somehow. Line 76. UI impl? What, it includes the UI implementation but not the UI? That's genuinely really surprising. I mean, it would just be because it didn't happen to need to include the UI as well as the UI implementation. Like it would the way that main would normally use the UI is just starting it. So it's not too surprising that it only needed the actual implementation rather than the model to start it. Oh, that has to be a promise of void, huh? I thought it could be a promise of anything. 133. Wait. Okay, master 133. I see. That's interesting. That's funny. It won't cast it to void. That's very silly. So I just need to like do nothing. I just need to do that. I just need to have some ven on it to make it be a void. I just need to explicitly tell it to ignore the result. Wait, but UI. Am I thinking about this backwards? Is it get remote file storage that... No, I was thinking about it correctly. UI 605. That wasn't 605. I don't like how TypeScript handles void promises. There's a lot of times when I just want a promise of I don't care. I'm just using a promise as a monad. I'm just using it as a unit monad. But TypeScript doesn't really let you do that. It always needs to be a promise of something, and void and unknown don't sort of pair very well. But here's the important part. That compiled. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky to actually test. Okay, if I convince everything that it's mobile... So let's just do if mobile or true for the moment. What is this? This is clearly some debugging I left in. Yeah, I had some. I actually remember this. This was like I was checking what happened if you sent a bad message that that it would do the right thing, and it's just still there. It's just still there. It's commented out. Hooray for commented out code that lives forever. So if I use Firefox, then this should show me exactly the sort of misbehavior that I am attempting to fix. And of course, it's conceivable that it just won't work anywhere, in which case it will show me all the misbehavior I'm trying to fix. But not just that. Really need to record video for this. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. It didn't actually load no sleep, but then it attempted to use no sleep. Let me, just to make sure that this isn't a real problem. Wait, what causes no sleep to get loaded or not to get loaded? Did I accidentally delete the important part that loads no sleep? How did this ever work? How did no sleep get set? It must have been that I didn't correctly... Did I break this earlier? What's happening here? How do I have this many issues? Oh, because I've got a bunch of enhancements that I never actually use that issues list, so oops. I've utterly forgotten what I was doing. Oh, yeah. Source. Was it UI impl or just UI? UI impl. Yeah, I just lost this entirely somehow. Okay, well, that was silly. quite how this autocomplete does that. The important part in all of this is that that is now combined. It is a single step for both no sleep and activating the audio context. And while those two being unified isn't all that important because those are sort of disjoint cases, I'm going to unify both of those with logging on to the cloud service. So it's just a single, like, go button rather than being a long series of go buttons. Yes, here. So hopefully now it should not give some long error. Indeed, it does not. It is not capturing my audio either, which seems pretty mighty bad. It's conceivable that it's not capturing my audio for some other reason, but probably... No, it's not conceivable that it's not capturing my audio for some other reason. This is busted. Okay, I suspect that, given that I did some weird crap with that code, that it's just wrong. I could, and probably should, return this promise. Is there a way to make this work both ways? It's so messy to do it the way I'm doing it, but I sort of need to do it that way. It's annoying that it's like, maybe it depends on transient activation, maybe it doesn't. But I don't understand why this isn't working. You know what? I know how to do this. I know how to do this without it being supremely annoying. I will have this return that promise. I will have this return that promise. I did not have it return that promise. That was the important part. And then here... There we go. That is much more readable. It does have a double await, which is slightly weird, but like the thing that actually depends on transient activation is here, and this is just the thing that depends on the thing that depends on transient activation, so hopefully that will be correct. Then the question is just, why didn't it go? Why didn't it do? Is it possible that it didn't actually do that eagerly? You know what? Here's what I need. This is going to feel a little bit silly because I'm literally just going to either pass the action through or not. But since JavaScript isn't really a functional language, this will be a much cleaner way to write that. This is essentially, maybe aunt. This is essentially like an if implemented in a functional way in a not very functional language. So if it's needed, then we return on transient activation of the action, else we just do the action. That's a promise of unknown. This, I guess, technically... No, this is also a promise of unknown. Yeah, because it just returns a promise with the same thing, so it's fine. So then, in audio, instead of all of this madness, and I really just need to, like, make this less stupid in general, I'll just make it async directly. Instead of all of this madness, what I can do... Oh, you know what? I explicitly don't want this to be async. That's the whole point. Okay, so we need transient activation if ac.state is not running. How do I want to arrange this? I'll just let that be one long line. Okay. Then if need transient activation, we await ac.resume, which now we know we will have transient activation. Now, if it's still not running, then we're angry. Anything else asynchronous happening here? I forget how I implement promise fail with a try. Not like this, I don't. Maybe the answer is that I just don't implement it with a try. Got a lot of catches that do nothing. Since I am awaiting it there, it doesn't actually matter, does it? So then I can just do wait this dot encoder loaded, and this should now correspond to that. Good. Okay, so now this is not asynchronous. It checks whether transient activation is needed correctly, and then this will happen with transient activation. I hope. Then, of course, I still need to actually make the cloud storage stuff work with that. It's been 20 minutes and I've accomplished nothing. It's not true that I've accomplished nothing. I've broken it. It used to work and now it doesn't. So, great success. I have accomplished something. That something is bad, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Damn. What is happening? What isn't happening? How am I, like, missing a callback or something? It definitely makes it to the list, doesn't it? So if we needed transient activation, then it does the transient activation. And I know it was doing the no sleep part, because that managed to have an error. I mean, it's entirely possible that I just implemented transient activation wrong and I just didn't loop or something, but I really think I did. I think I went over all of the callbacks. And I'm just pushing to an array. Like, it should be almost impossible for it to not be there at the right time. Sure looks like it didn't make it there. Sure looks like it didn't make it there. Just does each callback. I don't know why I keep doing WQ, like quitting, rather than just backgrounding my Vim sessions. Bad habit, I guess. I rate the probability of this fixing it at 0. Yeah, I only got on transient activation twice, which is exactly what should have happened. And yet I only got one callback. This... what? User media set. It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. Get mic. Make audio UI. Get mic. It's the wrong one. Damn it. Yes, it's this. Damn it. It's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. So it goes get audio perms, then get mic, then user media set. That's the only place where user media set is directly used, so I could do it separately. And it's the only place where get mic is used, although I guess it gets that via get audio perms, right? Yeah, okay. So I just have to... a little bit of care is needed, but it should be fine. Okay, no, I know how to do this. I know how to do this right. The only, like, issue is that this audio context creation stuff is here, where it doesn't really belong. Why does it think I'm indented? That's a little bit distressing. Something is going wrong with my face. My face is frozen. It's just not very important. Is it this that's going wrong? Because this is where my color coding goes wrong, but I don't know why. I mean, this is a hard to read chunk of code. Whatever. What is it here that's making it figure out that it's right again? Who knows? Oh well, this is not debugging color context type. You know what, that's also the right time to do this, even though it's weird that this is here. That, on the other hand, still belongs here. And I believe I've just taken everything that actually required asynchrony outside of the previous function. Which is good, because now user media set actually has to do with user media being set. Yep. No more asynchrony left there. But that's fine, because the asynchrony comes from encoder loaded, which isn't true. It's a weird name for it. Yeah. This is a little bit historical, because I used to load the encoder at that point, but now I load it elsewhere. Init audio contexit. Okay, so now get audio perms is like a separate step. Audio or await is what I meant there. Init audio context. If we need transient activation, we ask for it. And now is when we await that promise, and we just have to await it. There's no more audio promise. Okay, I think that I have no confidence. I'm not going to pretend I have confidence. What is up with my face? Usually this happens when the Windows machine that runs that software overheats. I don't know why it would be overheating right now, other than the fact that it's miserably hot everywhere. Air conditioning, activate. Yay! Okay. It is not completely broken, and it has unified those two steps. So that's very good. I'm going to go ahead and reset my face. You know, one of those things people do sometimes, reset their face. Okay, hopefully that's better, but probably not. Oops, that says mobile or true. Thought I had left some console logs in there. Good thing I checked. Hello, Joshua. Welcome. Progress never feels like progress. Until it does, which unlike Ultima, which never feels like progress even when you actually make progress, eventually dev work does feel like progress when you've actually made progress. Brain activate. Right, so now I want to integrate the cloud storage stuff into that as well. That's an excellent question, Joshua. That is an excellent question. In a way, the answer is they're supposed to be obscure, so if the people who wanted to see them, well, they weren't obscure to them anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I would like to believe that the people who suggest them want to see in like a year or whatever when there's edited videos and they just don't really care for the stream style. I'm gonna go refill my drink. I'll be right back. I mean, you know, all of my streams have ones of viewers, so to a certain extent, that's going to be inevitable. So what I need... Yep, it is still not, my face is still broken. Oh well. My need is to move this somewhere. In UI? UI feels like a weird place for it. In the actual file storage, I guess. That makes more sense than here. Hopefully file storage, depending on UI, won't break anything. Wait, no, file storage, depending on UI, will break everything. You know what? Here. This is the best place for it, I guess. All still user interface stuff. This is mostly user interface stuff, yeah. genres, like like categorization, is an entirely human concept. Categories are not real, so nothing can there is no such thing as an accurate categorization. All categorizations have fuzzy edges. That doesn't mean categorizations are useless or that we should throw them away, but like, you know, if something doesn't fit perfectly into our categorization, that means welcome to reality. There's like nothing. That is a problem that is a problem that happens to all categorizations that exist, and trying to make it specific to genres as if that's a harder case. That's what categories are. The only thing I think I need for now. No, that's not right. That's right. UI.ui.panels.host. Yeah, I mean, but like that is an organizational problem that will affect many other things. Like, imagine a film that is for a Canadian audience and is in English and French. Like, there are English speaking characters, there are French speaking characters, no subtitles. You're just expected to understand both languages. Would you put that in the English films category or the French films category? The answer is, well, no. It doesn't actually fit either category, even though it kind of fits both categories. It is a special case. Yes, this is async, so I really should be awaiting that. Mainly so that I can try and report something if it fails. Async. Wait. I need a way of telling the caller when we're ready for transient activation. That's why you've just got to listen to music so obscure that nobody ever challenges your categorization. I listen to Tango Nuevo. Oh, what's that? I've never heard of it. You must listen to Astor Piazzolla. He is the center of gravity for the genre he invented. You know what? That's not the clever way to do this. Because it's going to return a promise anyway, because it's an async function. So what I do is I just have that resolutatory promise here. Wow, what a minor distinction I make. I wrote it here instead of up there. I've really improved everything now. Here we go. This is what I actually want. It is deeply confusing to have an asynchronous function here in a promise. That is needlessly confusing. I don't need to assign this to a variable, I can just return it. The hell? How does this work? Why don't I remember how this works at all? time in and a time out? Why? Update status. No. I've made the most confusing possible function. Yeah, okay. I thought the timeout was just a timeout. It is a time in. Why? Why do I have a time in? That's madness. What needs a time in? It does actually wait. That is utterly insane. Why would I have a time in? Something needed a time in. What? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. You know what? Important errors, double it. Let's Joshua, rather than guessing why the hell I did something so weird, let's just figure out why I did something so weird. Okay, right. For things like this, so you get microphone permission automatically if you've already granted the site permission, so having it show this message when it's not actually going to pop up a window to ask permission would just be annoying. So it's for these things where I can't know whether it's already ready or it is going to request something from the user and take time. And so I only want to show the message if it actually is going to take any time. Like, initializing the encoder, starting the encoder, they should happen instantly, and it would be annoying to, like, blink, blink, blink. And it's actually, you know what, it's not even the blinking, it's ARIA, it's blind users who would have that read out to them when it doesn't actually take any time, so it's just like reading out a series of nonsense. Okay, anyway, that's why I have time in, and I don't know what else I would name it. It is a time in. It's a weird thing to have at all, but it's the right name. Resetting my face did not work at all. Okay, so now in main, as well as all of this other transient activation, is that right? Yeah. Nothing in main that initialized anything from the master code. That's interesting. Why aren't these in alphabetical order? Ah! Ew! Ew! Not alphabetical order! Okay. I was in a different file somehow. Definitely don't have the cookie on Firefox, but I should on Chrome. Or not. Oh, because I don't have this set to record video at all. Fine. What? So now everything's broken. That's pretty cool. What? Why is Chrome behaving like Firefox? And why did it not figure out that it needed activation? Like, fine, if it's not allowed to start there. The new challenger is Chrome. What? Chrome, what is happening? The new challenger is just endless confusion. Let me check whether it's still working on Firefox. It's entirely possible that I broke something else. No, it's working on Firefox. Although I guess that was not the interesting case, was it? It's totally busted. Okay, so it must be something about the actual loading of the master interface. I'll bet it never never reached that point of resolving the promise. Don't know why. I really don't know why. This is always asynchronous. So when it's not configured to save at all, it shouldn't do anything. It almost has to be that didn't return. Oops. And if it didn't return, it would not give an error or anything, because it would just be a promise that never got resolved. Wait, but on Firefox it did... Oh, did it? Did it ask for transient I genuinely don't remember whether it asked for transient activation or not. Yeah, okay. Exactly what I thought it was happening is happening, but I have absolutely no clue why. This should definitely not be checked. Well, time for the best form of debugging. This is not the best form of debugging. This actually is, like, people underestimate printf debugging. Don't get me wrong, a debugger with a nice stepper is good, but never underestimate printf debugging. 9 times, and you know what, 99 times out of 100, it'll get you where you need. And much faster than setting up a stepper. D. What? Oh my god. I'm an idiot. Doop-a-doop, doop, doop-a-doop, doop, doop-a-doop, doop. Double arrows all the way across the sky. What did I think that did? I just thought I was programming in a functional programming language, and that was a 2-argument function. What can I say? Oops. Oh yeah, I don't actually have that set up to do the right kind of transient activation. Ooh, this is very confusing. No, this is fine, because that will return a promise. Yes, this is deeply confusing, but actually, it's simple to write. It's just deeply confusing to think about what's actually happening here. I could just do this. Okay, so the version that happens when you just click it isn't currently correct, but the version that happens when you log in should be. Yeah, dang it, I hate this. It wants an unknown, so I have to give it an unknown. I can't give it void. Void isn't good enough as an unknown. It wants an unknown. It wants to have a value that it doesn't know what to do with, rather than no value at all, even though this is JavaScript, so no value at all is the value void 0, which is unknown. Oh, it's that. Oh, because that has to be asynchronous. Okay. Fine. Wait, that's not right at all. This res is supposed to be called when it needs trans. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Yeah, let me make sure I do this in exactly the right order. Yeah, then this will wait for the transient activation, but we have told the host that we need transient activation. Okay. This does have to be a... You know what? I really need to make that optional. Is there a smarter way to do what I'm doing? No, because it needs to return from this. Correct. Okay. I neglected to actually make this async. That is ugly. That is very ugly. I guess I can make that optional. That would be the way to make that less ugly. The problem is that I'm within something that's just supposed to be async itself. God, all this promise unknown, promise void crap. Have an unknown value, you piece of shit. No, that's not the problem. I'm driven utterly insane by the unknown versus void when it's like, well, I don't know what it is, so who cares? Right, this needs to be a promise void. Oy vey. Like, all of this madness was just because of void versus unknown, which is so stupid, because unknown means unknown. Void should be a perfectly valid kind of unknown. I don't know what it is, therefore if it's nothing, that's fine. Yep, perfect. Yep, thank you. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, it waited for that before doing this. Of course it did. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to do that, but of course it did. Because they all get synchronized on the actual synchronicity, they all have to wait for that. Ooh, that might that might not be ideal, but the critical part is correct. Now that's very botched right now, but if I go like this, then now, for the first time ever, Chrome should pop up a join recording button, and that will do this. Oh, never mind. So this one isn't waiting, even though that one was waiting. How odd. I'm unsure why that's happening. Like, they should be the same. But that is not the major concern. Oh, I know why that's happening, because Chrome doesn't actually need transient activation for the audio, that's why. Lol. That is sufficient for today. So we can actually log into Cloud and record to Cloud. We can't yet download the recordings from Cloud, which is a little bit important, but I don't think it's going to take much more to get that fully working. And then we'll have cloud-based video recording on Ennuicastr, which means I don't have to buy an infinite amount of storage and do it myself, because the users do it. Hooray! Okay, that's certainly all for today. Stream over.